All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to a new draft. Let's just jump in, shall we? So the rare is aspirational and cool, and I considered putting this in a deck the other day. Ended up not doing it, but we won't look at that for now. I will take a look at Glacial Dragon Hunt. I think this is the best card in the pack, tied maybe with Molten Exhale. And yeah, I really like starting blue-red, by the way. Like, this is one of my preferred ways to start a draft with blue or red cards, and gold one is fine too. I really liked getting into either Jeskai control or the more blue red aggro kind of decks. I just feel like blue red is just a really flexible color combination, just lets you kind of go either way. And can also bleed into either going more aggressive, maybe picking up some white cards with some Mardu stuff, or maybe you lean into green cards too. So yeah, any draft I can start with a Glacial Hunt, I'm pretty happy. I think I'm just going to take Molten Exhale here. There's a Taigam, and Taigam's pretty cool, but I think it's more cool than good, honestly. Molten Exhale, just great removal spell. Taigam can do some cool stuff, but a lot of time, like, you just play it as a 2-2, and maybe you flurry the next turn, and you have to wait 4 whole turns. 4 is a lot, right? So spend 4, that's a lot of time. So, yeah, a cool card, but I do think Exhale is the clear pick for me there. Okay, now we do have a bit of an interesting pick, because I love Dispelling Exhale. I also love Rennie's Rebuff. Both are pretty good. I tend to lean towards Exhale over Rebuff in general. Narrows this in a little bit because, I was talking about how blue-red can be either controlling or aggressive. And narrows this in because this is more of a controlling card. And Rebuff is, can go in either deck, but a little bit more of a better card for the aggro decks. So I'm going to take Exhale because I think it's just a little bit better. And kind of let that decide what direction we go, along with the cards we see along the way, of course. Okay, so now we've got the choice of Focus the Mind and Temur Monument. And I guess also Thornwood Falls, but I'm going to take a green fixer. Temur Monument's probably just a bit better. So, like, in the controlling versions of blue-red, I think that Focus is fine, but not amazing. It's kind of actually a little bit counterintuitive. You'd think the card draw spell is better in the control deck, but in your controlling decks, you often have other ways of gaining card advantage, like your creatures, your 6-drops, 7-drops that generate value, good rare or something like that. So you don't need the raw card draw spell as much. Whereas in the more aggressive decks, like, you really want something like this to keep double spelling, trigger your double spell payoffs. So I think I'm just going to take the Temur Monument because it's more in line with the Exhale, kind of going down the more controlling route. But we'll see. We'll see where this goes. And it goes to actually another pretty interesting pick. So Tarkir Dragonstorm would be a card that I could see taking, and once again, more for the controlling dragon style build of blue-red. There's also a River Wheel Sweep, and this card goes the opposite direction, right? More in the aggro version. Now, I think I'm probably going to take Dragonstorm because not only does it line up with the more controlling stuff we have here, but also I think it's just a little bit of a better card when, you have a deck that's good for it. I like Sweep a lot, and, it's not a Jeskai card. It's that's the kind of value of this. It's a little more flexible. You could just be blue-red and cast this card, but it's more of an aggressive card than a controlling card, so happy to go down this path. Ooh. So, I think at this point in the format, there's not too many cards that I think are massively underrated or anything. People have kind of figured it out, just what the good cards are and which ones aren't. But I think that Quarry Mountain Monastery is one of those underrated cards. Like, this card is really strong. This is I think, the best land of the cycle. And, I don't see a wheel or anything. But, 6th pick is fairly late, I would say, for a land like, it's a rare level land, basically. Let me put it that way, where I feel like, yeah, I'm putting this card in my deck and it acts like a rare. So, yeah, gonna play this in either my control deck or my aggro deck. It's just, a land that draws you cards, basically. And, yeah, we'll see where we go. All right, so now I've got Tranquil Cove and Jeskai Devotee. Probably just gonna take the Tranquil Cove to help me play my Dragonstorm. There's also an Anok Wayfarer, and that's obviously a pretty good card, too. And if we were going down the more aggressive path, I'd probably take Devotee. I like Devotee a lot as just a cheap threat in those decks. But, yeah, not quite there. Okay, so now there's a Fleeting Effigy and Wild Ride, which, no surprise, these kind of go around the table. But both these cards good in the more aggressive version of the deck. And I could take Tawny back or Messenger. Those would be fine for the kind of controlling deck. But neither of these are awesome in the controlling version. I guess Tawny back's probably just good enough, though, with the Temur Monument. Like, If we have to play this as a 4-mana card, it's fine. If you can play it as 3-mana card, it's awesome. So there's like some thoughts taking the effigy as kind of a hedge towards if we do end up in a more aggressive version of the deck, but I think Tawny Back's good enough not to do that. And here's an Exhale. So, I mean, I'm not guaranteed to play this card or anything, but it's way better than anything else here, and I'm kind of surprised it wheeled. So we'll just take that and see where we go. We might end up being a little more piley than not as far as colors go. And then a Wayfarer wheels as well. Okay, so yeah, that kind of speaks to that. There's also a Leopard, another good card for the blue-red deck. Blue-red aggro deck. All right, and I will take a Boulderborn Dragon over a Serpent with a Dragonstorm and some Exhales in the pile. Okay, and the Focus of Mind comes back anyways. Wow, Sweep comes back too. Okay, so we're just in a fairly open lane. Okay, and now we open a pack with a Shrinekeeper, a Hellkite, and in my controlling decks, I like Shrinekeeper better than Hellkite. Hellkite's more of a, aggressive card where it comes down, makes your opponent stumble on their mana, keeps that land tapped. Shrinekeeper's more the kind of like, all right, you ride this thing to victory and you take over kind of card. Both good cards, though. Like, I wouldn't pass this card up if this wasn't here, although I could see taking Knockout Maneuver over this. So yeah, we'll just take Shrinekeeper. Only one white source currently with 2 white cards now that we're picking up Shrinekeeper, so got to keep an eye on that, but it shouldn't be too hard. All right, and now I think I'm just going to take a Windswept Crag. There is New Way Forward. This card's kind of interesting. I think not a card I'm super high on. It's a good sideboard card, like really good against big green decks, not very good against a Mardu deck, or like Boros aggro or whatever. So, not super enticed by it. There's also a Sharpshooter, which again is more for an aggressive deck. So, just happy to lock in some white mana here. Okay, so now we've got a Riverwalk Technique. We've got a Frontline Rush. Probably just going to take the Technique. Just good interaction spell. Yeah, we're not really doing this. I think this is not a terrible card to play in like a, not a hard control deck or anything. But sometimes you get into spots where you're like, well, I'm not exactly controlling. I'm not exactly aggressive. I'm kind of like mid-rangey. If you end up like Jeskai mid-rangey, I think Rush is still a fine card to play. But we're kind of leaning more towards the kill them with big stuff, kill them with, double Shrinekeeper maybe, less so play some cheap threats and get in. And yeah, I'm just going to take the second Shrinekeeper. There's also a Dragonstorm, Breaching Dragonstorm. Could take that, but I think that that's one of the Dragonstorms you want to take kind of a little bit later, once you kind of have the dragons and know what the shell of your deck looks like. It's a good threat, right? It's a good way to gain card advantage, but I'd rather take the guaranteed I know what I'm getting when I'm casting it kind of card. Okay, now we get Sibsig Appraiser. That's fantastic. And I guess one question we have, although maybe that question is kind of answered. I was going to say, one question we have is, are we going to be base green or base red as their secondary color? I guess with the Shrinekeeper X2, that pushes more towards base red. Dragon Hunt also does that. So maybe we don't end up playing this Wayfarer. I'm kind of getting the vibe, honestly, actually, that green isn't very open. This Exhale just kind of snuck through the cracks, and maybe people at this table don't value Wayfarer very highly. But we'll take a Serpent here. This is not the kind of deck for effigy. We very much moved away from that. All right, now we take a land. There's also a Jeskai Devotee, and that's white fixing, so that's actually pretty interesting. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to take the Devotee here. If this was a white land, I would take it, but we just do need some white fixing. All right. And yeah, I'll take the Dragonstorm here. That's fine. Have that Boulderborn Dragon in the sideboard as well. Okay, so kind of looking like this. And what do we need? I'd like some more cheap stuff. I'd like some more fixing. Gonna take a green-blue land here, I think, because we're not really planning to play green yet. I don't think I'm gonna splash Piercing Exhale. But with Temur Monument and this, good green cards come our way. We can take it. We open up an Oreni or something like that. We can happily play it. All right, and you're going to take an Agent. Kind of dregs of the pack that we don't really care about. But this is good otherwise, right? Like, we've got good top end. Maybe could use one more good top end threat if we were being picky about it. Our card advantage is kind of baked into our threats too, so don't need to pick up too much more of that. But even still, we actually have pretty decent card advantage with like Appraiser, the Dragonstorms, Dragon Hunt. I'd like a globe here. A Dragonstorm globe. That'd be really good. Ties a lot of what this deck's doing together. Although I guess it's kind of just an evergreen thought, right? When drafting these kind of decks in this format. Yeah, I sure would like to see a globe. All right, I'll take the Messenger in case we are so lucky as to open Jeskai Revelation. Second Tommyback's nice, and here's another Wayfarer. So yeah, it does just seem like this is a table that doesn't like Wayfarers. It is not, green is not open at the table. Just some good green cards are sneaking through. All right, happy to see an Exhale here now. More good cheap interaction. If I wasn't going to take this Exhale, I'd probably take Whisper, honestly. Like, Runescale Brutestorm is okay. I don't like really casting the dragon side of it in this kind of deck. It's much better for the blue-red aggro kind of decks. And so, yeah, just take Exhale. Okay, yeah, I like Strike Master a lot. So, there's either Strike Master or Wingcrag Siege, which I think would be a fine card in this deck. But take the easier to cast one, take the cheaper one. It's also a bit more interaction. Also, another card we don't have to stretch our mana for. Like, if I can help it, I don't want to play more than 3 white cards. Especially because currently, we really only have the fixing for, like, 1 white card. So, I guess that's another thing we're looking for, right? Just more white fixing. Ooh. Okay, yeah, Winterhide Stories is pretty darn good. Really good card to manage spell. There's also a Blizzard. I think that's worse than Stories. There's a blue-red land here, and I could see myself taking that. If I like had a little bit less fixing, but I think this is just good enough to take here. We'll figure out the fixing situation later. Ooh, okay, and here's Jeskai Monument. So yeah, that's a nice little treat. Yeah, not really anything else I want here. So and nothing here I'm super enthused about. What's our playable count? Okay, we're a little bit under enough playables. So, yeah, am I going to play any of these cards? Not going to end up playing Frontline Rush, just not the deck for it. Don't think I want a second focus. I don't want a Jeskai Brushmaster. No, honestly, I guess, like, Rush is the card that most likely makes my deck. Hopefully doesn't, but... Alright, another Exhale. That's awesome. Again, another Wayfarer. More evidence. Ooh, look at that. There's also a Jeskai Devotee here. Oh, man. Are they going to make me choose like this? I think our fixing with the Teamer Monument is just good enough. And we've got a lot of card draw and card flow that, like, I don't think we're going to be too short on the white sources. Like, counting Jeskai Monument in these 2 lands plus the swamp, or sorry, the plains we're going to play, and now this cove. You know, if I had to, I would cut a white card or something, but... The combo of, yeah, all this fixing, just Devotee as well, playing a Plains because this Monument, having a good amount of card filtering, like we've got double Tawny back, these Dragon Hunts to draw cards, which, you know, if it wasn't clear, that makes splashing easier because you get to see more cards. Okay. And yeah, I'll play Whisper here. Like, it's pretty solid with the Tawny backs. We might not have to play it, but... Ooh. Narcissus Rebuke's a good pickup, too, because that also helps us cast white spells. Okay, yeah, really happy about this, and I think that means I cut the Whisper now. And now we see, wow, a late pickup of a Technique or a Cliffs. I think I'm very good on interactions. I don't think I need any more, so let's just make the mana a little bit better. Make that that Plains, or maybe second Plains, that we might decide to play a little bit less painful. All right, yep. All right, but yeah, deck's really good. Like, I'm very happy with this. Like I said, kind of just have all the pieces we need. I guess the one thing I am a little bit short on here is ways to close out the game consistently. Like, really, we're just relying on the Shrine Keepers and, you know, like Dragonstorm, picking that up a bunch, outcarding them with card advantage, which works a lot of the time. You know, it's something that is fine. That is a totally fine plan, but... Sometimes you do face decks that go over the top of you, just like card quality. You can't answer all of them, and you also can't close the game super quick, so yeah, it becomes a little bit of an issue. Okay, am I going to play this Boulderborn Dragon? I think so. Yeah, I think with like double Dragonstorm, all these Exhales, I think I should. And yeah, we only have 3 dragons, so maybe this Breaching Dragonstorm doesn't make the cut and we play something else instead. I don't like Messenger very much, just like as a card. I think you want to have something specific you're doing with this, like getting back a really good spell, or, you know, like a Saga or something like that. So maybe I do just keep it like this, because, like, you know, Unending Whisperer is the other option, which with, like, all this cheap removal, I don't mind a little bit more card advantage. I think that's okay. Yeah, so maybe we do just keep it like this. I guess the other thing is, like, we could, like, bring in a second Boulderborn Dragon. I don't love that. Though maybe it's better than the Serpent. Like, I'm not going to have a hard time interacting, so... Yeah, it's a little bit strange, but it makes the Dragonstorm better, and we've got all these exhales, so... I'm not a huge fan of playing the second one when I don't have globes, but I think it kind of fits the bill here. And white source count, so we've got Plains, Double Cove, Crag, and Jeskai Monument and Jeskai Devotee. So that's 6 sources for 3 cards, so that's about right. And I guess if you want to count this Narset's Rebuke. On the low end of things, but if I can, I don't want to play second Plains. That just, like, messes up the mana a little bit too much. There's also the option, by the way, to play, like, Teamer Monument and play a Forest. And then, you know, sometimes I cast these Tawny Backs on 3. Also gives me another threat. Yeah, if that's the case, I would have to play a Forest, which is kind of a big deal. But honestly, maybe that's what I do, right? With, like, 2 Tawny Backs, because I do think there's a pretty big difference between casting this on 3 and casting this on 4. And doing that some amount of the time sounds pretty good. So what's our worst spell? And I'm kind of talking myself into this. my worst spell is, like, Focus the Mind. Yeah, I don't think I need this with double Shrine Keeper and Stories. So yeah, let's bring in this. Bring in Thornwood Falls. I guess at that point, you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. And we can cut a red source, because we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, we can't cut a red source. We can cut a blue source. Yeah, because then we've got 8 and 8 in the mana base still for our blue and red cards. These monuments help too. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I didn't expect to spend this long on the build, actually. I thought this was going to be fairly straightforward, but yeah, some little nuances to talk through. Okay, well, it's a pretty nice hand. Got our mana. We can cast Tawny back. Well, we can't cast Tawny back on 3, technically, but with an untapped land, maybe. And they mulligan. Love to see that. All right, play that. Probably just going to kill whatever they play on 2. Now I've drawn a second Molten Exhale. Okay, maybe not that one. Maybe not a 1-2. All right, tap land. Yes, we play the white tap land, just so we can not have to worry about that later. Zergo's Vanguard. Okay, I will kill that. I guess it's a little awkward now because I played the white tap land, I couldn't play a tap land this turn. Maybe I should have anticipated that, actually. Zergo, okay. Very fitting for Zergo's Vanguard to protect Zergo from the first removal spell. Luckily, we had a second, though. All right, Nightblade, sure. All right, and I'm not gonna jam the Dragonstorm here. I just want to make sure I get a hit in, draw a card. If they spend the turn killing this, great. I really don't want to spin the wheel at this point. Yep, sure. 'Tis fine, 'tis fine. All right, and before 4 points. Boulderborn Dragon. Okay, so let's not tap all of our green mana. Thank you very much, Rena. Let's go white, red, green. Oh, sorry. Blue, red, green, of course. Guess we pick up the monument and bin the stories. Play our 20 back. What do I discard here? I think I want the land. So it might just be Boulder Dragon. Okay, so imagine they cast a removal spell. They kill our Tawny back. We block Mardu Devotee. We take 4. Next turn's probably just playing the Dragonstorm, right? So we go like White Dragonstorm, Temur Monument, and then we can pick up White Dragonstorm later. Yeah, I actually think I probably just ditch either this or the Temur Monument. I'm probably not going to need the Dragonstorm to win the game when I've drawn Winter Night stories. We're going to be able to just trade, outcard them. Okay, that's totally fine. And block Devotee. Strike Master, sure. Ooh, we draw a Strike Master of our own. Very nice. And I think I'm going to play that. So if I play this instead of Temur Monument, I can't activate Monument next turn, right? Pay 2, yeah. So I'll be stuck casting something else, but I think that's fine. Oh, wait, sorry. What am I saying? The Strike Master allows me to. Yeah. So we will be able to. All right. We're stable. I think it is take over the game time now. Although, let's just pick up our Dragonstorm first. That seems beneficial. Ooh, hello. Hello, Shrine-Keeper. And I think I should just send with these tokens. Just looking to end the game as soon as I can. Like, one of them gets eaten by this brigand, but that's okay. Or brigade. Brigand's a pirate, right? I think. Am I making up words? I don't know. Sounds like a magic word. Sounds like something that has appeared in Ixalan. All right. Looks like we're going to be good. And yeah, I'll just Tawny back. Maybe we draw into an interaction spell here. We do. So let's cast stories first. So that we can maybe draw into another spell. Okay, pitch this. I actually haven't done the math, and maybe they're just dead anyways. Just wasting everybody's time, but if they weren't dead already. All right. Nice. Okay, well, this hand has an Appraiser, so kind of tough to mulligan. It's got some issues, though. Like, 5 drops that are not immediately impactful, necessarily, and no 2-mana play, although we just solved that issue, so that's nice. I play Jeskai Devotee. Okay. That is fine. Hopefully they play something here, and then we just get to counter it and play Appraiser. Yeah. That's a good one to counter. Okay. Exhale's pretty nice, too. So, play our Appraiser. Find a untapped land. Underfoot Underdogs, all right. Another exhale. That's kind of nice. Okay, so play this, pass the turn. Devotee, sure. I think if they double spell, I will want to kill this Devotee. Just keep some pressure off. I've got a bunch of removal anyways. Okay, so yeah, they are planning to double spell here. Otherwise, they would have given the Devotee unblockable. Or so I thought. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Oh dear. Yep. Well, that worked out nicely. Ooh, draw Shrinekeeper too. Okay, so I think this is a spot where it might be okay to jam Dragonstorm. Like, we're not super far behind on board. And we've got a bunch of dragons, so I think I'm going to play it here. Yeah. Okay, we find a draw spell. Nice. Let's just pitch this Devotee. Pass the turn. I might want to kill this underdog on a future turn. This thing is kind of annoying from these control decks because, like, you know, you're always trying to stop persistent damage whenever you can. Okay, are they going to put Strike on top? Confused why they aren't giving their Devotee the unblockable here. Okay, well, what am I doing here? I could Rebuke into Stories. I could just leave up Exhale. I think I want to just cast my Shrinekeeper. Start gaining life, drawing cards. Like, they've got this this strike, so, like, you know, it's kind of tempting to leave up removal, but I don't want to just, you know, do nothing and they can play around it and then I fall behind. I think it's just better to get the threat down. Okay, definitely just going to block this Devotee. I mean, it's not trading for a 2 toughness, or sorry, 2 power creature, but that's fine. Second one, eh? Sure, okay, so let's just jam it, and maybe we get to blow them out here if they block with the messenger. This is the case. Okay. Okay, hit a pretty good spot now. Like, we're getting life, drawing cards. We can kill that. Gonna be able to block on the ground. Sweep's interesting, too. Okay, so let's get in. Okay, so I think we just Rebuke and play our White Dragonstorm here. Cool. And the next turn we can pick up the Dragonstorm. Do I have a way to kill them here? Looks like no. Okay, so yeah, just getting these Shrine Keepers as the first order of business. Okay, so let's go Dragon. Pick you up. Play this. All right. Should be it. I don't really think there's a way my opponent can get out of this on Jeskai mana. At least 5 Jeskai mana, you know. All right, sweet. Okay, well, we can't keep this one. We have no red mana. And we can keep this one. Okay. Keep this, and unclear what we put back. We need white mana, of course, but hopefully Sibsig Appraiser finds that. I could put back Temur Monument. Although, yeah, it's probably just Temur Monument. I was going to say, I want to guarantee land drops, but Sibsig will probably find us one. We'll probably find one in the meantime. Oh, nice. Exhale was a great draw. Mardu Devotee. Okay. And a black source. Yeah, I was like kind of thinking about maybe killing this if they didn't play swamp. Like say they played, I don't know, forest that turn. Attuned Hunter. All right, that's good enough to spend a removal spell on. Yoink. All right, Appraiser, come on down. Ooh, okay. Well, no white source yet, but we do have quite a few in the deck. Ooh, that's pretty brutal too. All right, so I imagine they take my Shrine Keeper. Yeah, I've liked this card more and more, by the way, as the format's gone on. I don't play very much black. But when I do, I think any creature heavy deck with black mana in it, I'm happy to play Negotiation. All right, tapped blue source, not the land we want. I guess worst comes to worst. Next turn we can start activating this monastery. All right, Envoy, sure. Yeah, we can do this though. Tap down there. 4-3. Hopefully no Snakeskin Veil. There was no Snakeskin Veil. Then yeah, stories. Gonna be a little bit light on ways to win now that my both my Shrine Keepers are exiled. We'll figure it out, but just something to think about. Okay, yeah. Ooh, Exhale's not a bad draw. So draw stories, replace stories, pitch Devotee, play a land, and I probably need to cast Exhale this turn. Like I'm just taking too much damage otherwise. Red Exhale is sorry. They're both Exhales. Probably have to cast the Red Exhale here. And yeah, we'll just kill Pack Beast. Attack. We're not blocking. Like, there's definitely the risk of them slamming some good 6-drop here, some good rare, but I think the bigger risk is me just dying to their board. All right, yeah. And now I probably have to kill this Bearer of Glory, right? Yeesh. Yeah, they're giving us a bruising. And we didn't find the white source. All right, well, yeah, that was, I think even, so if I had drawn the white source, we'd have the Dragonstorm. So we could, like, maybe not cast that removal spell. Maybe be able to hold up some more mana. But I think it would be pretty tough, even if we did have the white mana there. All right, yeah, that was a great hand. Put on mulligans. And the hand just got better. Ooh, Sinkhole Surveyor. We will definitely be killing this thing. No thank you. Play our Appraiser. I guess somewhere... yeah, take the plains. I was going to say, I guess somewhere along the line we'll have to play tap land to play Shrine Keeper on curve, but that's okay. And now we don't have that problem, so. All right, let's get in. Let's play our Monument. I'm going to not play my land before I play Monument here. It's a very small thing, but like, generally when you're playing against blue, you want to play your lands before you cast your spells to play around Dispelling Exhale or Spectral Denial. But there, I kind of want to incentivize them to use one of those cards if they have it. Like, I much rather them counter my Temur Monument than these Shrine Keepers, basically. Inspirited Vanguard. Okay. So... probably good to nip this in the bud. And we'll pitch an Exhale. Could have pitched a Dragon, maybe. But... I think it's okay. Lock. Okay, so should I play around Exhale now? Dispelling Exhale, that is. They didn't have it before. And if it's a removal spell, I'll want to, cast my first one so the second one can come down. I suppose I could have just cracked the monument. That would have been reasonable. Also, it would have been Kintry Severance proof. That's funny. All right, well, let's do it again. They do seem like they have something, though. All right, Dragon Spray. Sure. And a Hero Goldkeeper. That is fine. So let's activate Monuments. I don't think I really need to kill this, so we'll just chill for now. Tawny back. Good draw. Okay, so let's get in. Play Tawny back. Land. Play a land. Pass the turn. Don't need to sweep this thing. It's not preventing any attacks just yet. All right, cool. I guess it would prevent the Tawny back from attacking, or at least threaten the trade, but can always make that decision after. This hand's kind of interesting. So if we can play Appraiser on 3, how good is the hand? Assuming we find a red source, pretty good. We're also on the draw, which means we're a little more likely to see said red source. And we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red sources between lands and monuments. It's pretty close. The Boulderborn Dragon is kind of like the thing voting against it, because it's like one of our worst cards. I think I'm going to lean towards mulliganing this, because our deck has quite a bit of card advantage in it. So it's not, when your deck has a bunch of card advantage in it, it's generally, you want to vote towards mulliganing versus away from it, right? Just the impact of going down a card is not as large. Stalwart Successor, okay. I'll just kill that one. Show you my non-hasty dragon. Teamer Monument. Okay, so we can play that next turn and still hold up Exhale. Not going to do anything. They are going to do something, and I will counter that. Fellow Thar. All right, let's go get our green source. Skirmish Rhino, okay. All right, let's play Boulder Dragon. It's kind of funny. Our, our only loss so far is 2 knobs on deck. It'd be funny if we lost to this deck too. Okay, Rebuke's cool. That allows me to cast my Dragonstorm here, and I do think I should do that, and not cast Shrine Keeper first. I'll keep that. I guess I could also just activate my Teamer Monument. It's kind of close. So like if I'm planning to cast Rebuke next turn. Oh, sorry, I can't Rebuke plus Shrine Keeper next turn anyway, so that doesn't matter. So yeah, I was gonna say if I'm planning to Rebuke next turn and Shrine Keeper, I'd want to play Dragonstorm this turn, but that would require me to use my Rebuke. So none of that really made sense. Don't worry. It is better to make a 5/5 here. I have decided. And they don't have an instant speed removal spell, so that's good. They might have the +3/+3. There was kind of a stop when they had 2. It was just like 2 forests up, so they could have like +3/+3, Piercing Exhale, or Snakeskin Veil. Okay, well, that answers that. Sure. Okay. Yeah, so this is all fine. I do think what I'll do now is Rebuke this, play Dragonstorm, and And now we're really well set up. Battle Priest, okay. Just 3/5. What mana do I want to keep up here? I guess just blue-red. Oh, I do think they still have Snakeskin Veil, so that's good to know. I think that's the only thing they can have for an instant single green. Yeah, sweep. Okay, well. Good to know about the Snakeskin when planning for sweep. All right, yeah. Probably just going to cast this Dragon Hunt to draw a card. All right, and then just play this Dragonstorm. I guess next turn, what I could do is attack with all my tokens, Dragon Hunt, try to kill the Battle Priest, and then they go for Snakeskin, and then the turn after I can sweep. How do I feel about that? Versus just activating the Monastery. Our deck is fairly spell dense. So, like, Monastery is likely to hit. Currently untapped is telling me I have a 33% chance to draw a land. And I'm not guaranteed to hit a spell off this that I want to pitch, right? So if we draw just a land, then I'm just attacking for no benefit. So yeah, I think I just activate here. Okay, Jeskai Monument's a good draw. Go get a Plains? I've only got one more white card in the deck, so I don't think that matters. I don't think it actually matters too much what I get here. Okay. Send into Storms, sure. Ooh, this might be good, actually. So, if I Dragon Hunt now, then we drew a spell, they might go for the Snakeskin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, and then we can sweep the Battle Priest. Which I guess doesn't do all that much, because, like, I now still can't attack past this. But it does allow me to, cast this, dig a little bit deeper. Stories or Dragon? Stories or Dragon? I think I would prefer the card that just ends me the game. And picks up my Dragonstorm. Okay. Technique. Cool. All right. And better just to cast this or Technique. Like, we can go this into Dragon, but techniquing this and getting in seems a lot better, so I'll opt for that. All right. Should be good here. Yep, Botanist, not going to do it. All right, I'll just flip it. See what we drew. Or see what we flip, just for fun. Sure, why not? Why not? All right, nice. All right, yep. Very nice hand. Opponent takes a mulligan. Let's play tap land. Interesting. Blue-black. I'm just going to cast this Dragon Hunt, draw a card. We've got a bunch of other removal spells in hand. Strong one, strong one. Okay, so I guess what we can do here is Riverwalk this now. They'll put it on top, and then we can rebuke it to exile it. Cool. Ooh, that's a good one too. All right. Oh, I guess. Ooh, this was a reason why not to do it. I guess. Yeah, I didn't even think about this. I mean, I didn't even think about this until there was a pause. But yeah, them untapping and then having a forest and playing Snakeskin Veil, that's a pretty big punish. I still like my play, I think, but the opponent disguised that pretty well. Not playing the forest there. And now we, I mean, we don't just lose, but it's going to be an uphill battle, like, with this Dancer and this Revenant, because we've got, you know, a few removal spells that can kill Revenant left. You know, case in point, one of them. But then we have to deal with this Dancer, and it's probably going to get some counters, too. Okay, sweep's not bad. They binned a Rock Curse Rixasa. Okay, so they're probably going to target my Shrine Keeper, I would imagine, to kill it, quote unquote. Hey, come on. I only have, like, what, one rare in this deck? Two, maybe? All right, well, how do we deal with this? Let's get in. Decayed. It shall die. There's a second one. Okay, well, I mean, I think first order of business is just killing the Sarkhan so they don't draw a million cards. And then we Dragonstorm. Yeah, and the next turn we can, like, play Shrine Keeper and sweep. Okay, Appraiser's not so bad. Ooh, so much value. Yep, take 7. They gain 7. Okay, so I think I sweep first because there's a chance I'm not going to Shrine Keeper this turn. Okay, find an exhale. That's fine. So now we get to go Shrine Keeper, pick this up, attack, gain a life. Okay, we're drawn pretty well here. Like, decent chance we come back from this. Wayfarer. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Look at this deck. I was kind of complaining about 3 rares in the battlefield. Oh my goodness. All right. Yeah, we make this block. It's fine. Everybody at their tables just drafting Boros. Sentinel. Interesting. All right. How are we approaching this? So I guess I can kill the Dancers by casting this and Dragon Hunt. Sentinel's kind of annoying. It prevents me from getting with my Shrine Keeper. I do think I should kill this Dancers, though. Actually, is that even true? Like, my teaming Dragonstorm's going to do a fine job with that. Let's just get in. If they block, fine. Okay, they don't. Great. This puts on the bottom, right? Okay, so it's not actually that relevant for what's going on in this game right now. Yeah, so I can like exhale this Dragon Hunt, then cast Teeming Dragonstorm. Okay. Now I'm kind of not regretting, but wondering if I should just kill this Dancers. It's pretty close. Yeah, I think just like drawing a bunch of cards is probably my way to victory with the Shrine Keeper. Although I guess the thing is, if they just block next turn, let's say, I can just Dragon Hunt, and they can it'll kill it. So maybe the play is just exhale Revenant, and then like I can Dragon Hunt whatever they put the counters on, because I have to deal with this Revenant at some point, right? Okay, yeah, that might be the play. Little odd, but we Dragonstorm, and I think I do cast Devotee here as well. Or do I? Because this is a card I can pitch to one of my Dragon Hunts. Yeah, and it's not really gonna affect combat that much, so yeah, I just hold. Okay. Yeah, this has been a game. Holy. Okay, Dragon down. Oh, they put it on there. Okay, that's way better for me. Only have to spend one Dragon Hunt. Okay, so yeah, let's go Breaching Dragonstorm first. See what we hit. All right, Donnie back's good. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot they could do that. I forgot this was either player. In any case, not a huge deal. Okay, I mean, slowly but surely here, I guess. Careless Skimmer. It's a nice combo with their Sentinel. And Albs on Devotee. Yeah, they've got a brew. They have a brew going on here. All right, that goes in the bottom. They draw a card. Okay, so let's go Dragon Hunt. Yeah, okay. Or could go Stories first. But I think I kind of want to cast Stories. Well, what am I going to do here? This is a pain, the Sentinel. I don't really have any great ways to deal with it. But I guess them putting stuff in their library is not that big of a deal anymore. I really just care about it because it can exile stuff from my grave. Okay, so let's go Dragon Hunt. Tap this. Pitch Stories. Kill this. And we could attack and maybe they block with the Dancers, although that seems pretty bad. Oh yes, I was planning to do this turn. That's right. No, thank you. Pitch Appraiser? Yeah, we're digging through our deck pretty quickly here. All right. Yeah, what a wild game this has been. Yeah, like I said, not too much action. We will block. Not too much action in the deck, so these Boulderborn Dragons and Teeming Dragonstorm kind of has to bring it home for us. Luckily, they flooded out a bit here. They've milled all their good cards. Okay, so now we do attack with everything. Probably gonna say that for a later turn. A turn where we have teaming Dragonstorm tokens. So yeah, pick these up. Play this one. Play this and pass the turn. Yeah, what a powerful deck the opponent has. All right, this is fine. Okay. So would I like to cast my Breaching Dragonstorm? Probably just better to play this and the Teaming Dragonstorm. I guess I can attack with my Boulderborn Dragon. And others? Question mark. Like, now we could attack with these. I think next turn is when I'll do that. Yeah, keep Jeskai Monument. And I guess I can play Tawny back. And pitch my Breaching Dragonstorm. Yeah, like, now our limiting factor is kind of just like combat steps. So, like, I don't know. I'll be okay on that, though. I've got 7 cards in my deck. They've only got 28 life. All right. Sagu Pummeler. That's an annoying one. Yeah, actually very annoying, right? Because if I kill it, they can just put the reach counter on something else. So I guess this is probably just going to be an attack all. And killing the dancer. Okay, Teamer Monuments. Oh, sorry. I should have played Jeskai Monument first. I can activate my Monastery, so that works still. Okay, so we're pushing 10 damage here. Maybe more, actually. I don't know. Kind of looks like more, but maybe not. Okay. No, I guess I don't want to activate the mountain here, or the monastery. All right, and sack. Okay. Like, as things stand, we're in a pretty good spot. They're going to get to return this. We get to attack all again. Like, so let's say they play another blocker. Just imagine. 4 blockers. They go block, block, block. It's not quite lethal. Okay. A game land. So let's exile a card here. Okay, so I can't actually attack with everything, right? Because then I die on the crackback. I also don't want to die to a removal spell, but this attack's good enough because it'll guarantee lethal. Oh, I guess I should have done this before I activated the monastery. Small things. Yeah, we don't want that, I don't think. All right. So yeah, they get back Devotee. They play another blocker. I guess if they have a removal spell, they're not dead. That's true. Okay. Well, again, we just jam. Oh, no, sorry. They are still, I think. If they're blocking this way anyways. Oh my goodness. That was an insane game. One of the best I've played in this format. I mean, you know, it really helped that the opponent just like flooded a lot in the middle part of the game. But wow. Yeah, that was wild. All right. Yeah, this is... Let's see if we can have another game that's as good as the last one, eh? Okay, we'll keep this hand happily. Dragon Hunt's a nice draw. Okay, player monument. On black. Interesting. Are we going to see another Revenant, maybe? Negotiations. Okay, yeah. I would assume they take my Appraiser. Taking removal doesn't do that much. I mean, they could have a 4 toughness creature that they want to keep alive, and so they take Exhale. But Black-White doesn't have a ton of those. Maybe a big dragon or something. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. And I think with that said, I just cast Dragon Hunt to dig a bit deeper. Don't want to do nothing with my mana this turn. All right, cast a Brigade. That's fine. We draw our Monastery. Nice. Okay, so let's play our Tawny back. I'm like not unhappy to block this thing if they attack with it. Ooh, that was nice. Let's pitch our island. Yeah, especially after drawing this, like I just want to go trade. I guess I could wait a turn. Probably best to wait a turn, like just block here. And then they play something bigger. I can trade with that next turn. All right, they're missing a color that they've now found. Sonic Shrieker? Sonic Shrieker would be kind of a punish. All right, just playing that. Sure. Tis fine. All right. Now what? Is it Dragonstorm time? Think so. The real question is like, am I happy playing Boulderborn Dragon next turn? And like the opponent's hand seems fairly slow right now, so I think I've got a little time. They could double spell and tap down my Tawny back, but if they get him for 5, that's not huge. All right, hit the worst thing in our deck, but luckily we get to draw it still. And that could mean that I like activate Monument and keep up Exhale next turn instead. Detainment on the Tawny back. Okay. Hit me for 5. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so let's just go kill your bodyguard. Play a tap land and pass the turn. Keep up my counterspell. I could have also activated Monuments, but it's not doing too much on this board. Rather just keep up the counterspell. They know about it, but that still matters. Oh, well, okay. They don't roll with the dragon, so that was nice. And now we're like pretty much in full control here of the game. Not actual full control. But like, you know, I think I should now be considering what rares to play around, because we're so far ahead now that that's kind of one of the only things we lose to. So there's like the mythic mythic Mardu. I'm just gonna block here. The mythic Mardu enchantment that like makes their things attack twice. That doesn't matter here. Dragonstorm, sure. I mean, there's a lot of rares I could consider, but basically the logic behind that is I think if I can, I'm gonna want to save like one removal spell, first for some good threat. All right, let's just cast this. Immediate double spell. I say that, but I don't really want to spend an exhale on a 2/2. All right, we're just gonna decline. It's been a real good Dragonstorm game, eh? Block. All right. It's a big fellow and gets rid of my Dragon Hunt. It picks up the Dragonstorm. I'm like, that was a good draw or a good play. Don't know if they just drew it. Okay. Story time. Pitch the Strike Master. I think I'm going to rebuke the Death Gorger and do nothing with the mana. Can also just sweep. I'm gonna want to get this Tawny back down at some point. I could do that now. Yeah, and then I have a use for this land instead of just playing it. Okay, I like that. Good draw too. Okay, and then next turn we can go like kill the Death Gorger, get it with the Shrine Keeper. Happy times. Dragon Hunt's not bad either. Okay. So yeah, let's go for that. Get in with my Shrine Keeper. Pick up my Dragonstorm. Nice, okay. Cool. So now, let's... Should a land drop? Yeah, I think hitting a land drop's fine. And I also want to end the game as soon as I can here, because I've got 9 cards in my library, and this is drawing me a card each turn. Yeah, this is fine. Ooh, that's not a bad one. Yeah, we've got Teeming Dragonstorm, 2 dragons in my deck. So, I mean, as far as, like, things that I need from my deck, I guess my spells are all threats, so that's good. All right, the opponent has been a little flooded this game, but black-white tends to have a flood problem. They don't really have ways to recoup card advantage or just, like, grind through cards very often, and unlike a Boros deck, they don't kill that quickly, so you run into that with Obzon too, right? Where, like, these are decks that don't kill quickly, but also don't have great ways to refill. So it can actually kind of feel like you're flooding more often than you are in those decks. Because, like, your cheap cards don't end the game quick enough. And, yeah, your big cards just get answered by removal spells. All right, what am I doing here? Probably just activating Monument. I guess Dragonstorm hits a threat no matter what, right? Yeah, I should have done this pre-combat, because I could have hit a haste creature. Actually, Yeah, we'll just do this. I was gonna say, if I hit a Shrine Keeper, I don't have too many more combat steps. Okay, we hit Teeming Dragonstorm. That's good. Like, second Shrine Keeper, when I've got now 2 cards in my library. Oh, I've got 2 cards in my library? Oh, wait, what? Oh, these... For the entire format, I thought these put the cards in the bottom of your library. Wow. Okay. Well, that's good to know. I now need to win in 2 combats. 3 combats, I guess. No, 2 combats. It shouldn't be too hard with another dragon in my deck, but like, wow. I shouldn't get. I would have done that if I, for some reason, or if I knew that this. Oh God. Oh God. We're gonna die here. Oh my gosh. I think we might. I was talking about playing around rares. I didn't think about this rare to play around. I don't even have my negate up. Wow. Okay. Okay. Yeah, a series of unfortunate events that could have been prevented. All right. Well, I can get in one hit with this. Yikes. Yeah, and I don't even... I mean, I can pick up my teaming Dragonstorm. Yeah, that's it. I think I need to draw Boulderborn Dragon this turn. Huh. Can I win? I can't even deal lethal damage, because, like, if I could deal lethal damage without drawing... Or, you know, if I were to draw a card, it would be okay. Right? Because they get dealt damage before the trigger resolves. I guess I do have Riverwalk Technique. That gives me another combat. Okay, that actually works. Okay, okay. We're doing it. I think. I think we're doing it. Yeah, because we can Technique, like, our Dragonstorm or something. So no attacks here. Really funny game. Okay, so in with these. Okay. And I play Boulderborn Dragon. And then I pick this up. And then I play this. And I put a stop on my upkeep. I mean, looks like it turned into a good game after all. An interesting one, I guess. All right, draw. And yeah, I mean, just jam. Wow. Okay. Well, I made the game harder than I needed it to be, but we got there. All right. Trophy match. Let's see if we can get it done. Yeah, this is a fine hand. Our exhales are both on 2 cheap interaction spells. Though a Boulderborn Dragon kind of sucks, but it's okay. There's worse things in the world, you know. Okay, they're on Jeskai plus green. Oh, I should have played my mountain there. That was very silly of me. All right, well, this... I think I'm just gonna keep up my Dispelling Exhale still. I could have played the Tawny back, but if they, like, then exhale my Tawny back and then resolve a good threat, it's not so great. Okay, yep, and that's... You know, I'm happy I was able to do this. I mean, it's not like a super big threat, but I would prefer to counter that kind of card. All right, so Tawny back number 2. I think we're probably going to discard the second Boulderborn Dragon. Yep. Pass turn. Expecting some real nasties out of this kind of deck, especially in the finals here. There's one. Got to deal with that. Okay, Mountain was good, because now I can play Strike Master and exhale. Serpent? Sure. Okay, yeah. I was going to say, a little bit odd to bounce Tommy back. Okay, so now's a good time, I think, just to trade and then get the Boulderborn Dragon down. I could save this for... You know what? I actually take that back. I'm going to save this for my Dragonstorms. Okay. Because, you know, this is kind of a value matchup. I think it's going to be pretty valuable. The 3 mana 3/3, you know, if they just answer that. Or 5 mana 3/3, sorry, if they just answer that, it's pretty bad for me. Which one do I kill? I kill the time back. All right, fine. And Trawler, get back, exhale. Yeah, okay. You got it. Okay, no, I'm just gonna play my tap land. Not gonna run my dragon into this thing. Again, I kind of just want to save it for value. Yep, that's fine. And a leopard. Okay. No attacks. Interesting. What's that about? Okay, that was a good draw. I don't think I discard here. Yeah, I mean, I could discard my technique. I think I just passed, though. Planning to, like, kill this. Wildling. Maybe they attack this turn. They do. Okay, so we go block. Yep. Kill this. Ooh, Digam. Okay. I see you. That was a nice draw. Let's go get a land. And I guess what they can do is, they didn't do it, but they could have leopard blown up my monuments with my trigger on the stack. That would have been pretty good for them. Ooh, boy. Okay. Well, I'm not blocking here because it gives them a good opportunity to cast their dragon or their exhale. Okay, so now we kill Eshki because we must for the game to continue. And we can play Shrinekeeper, gain a life, go to 7. We would die to a removal spell. I think that's fine, though. Can't live in fear, you know? I think it's just too much worse to, like, play the other stuff. All right, exhale, and... if I'm them, I might just attack all here, put me to 2. I think it's a reasonable play. It's good for me, actually, because, you know, I'm able to block next turn. They don't know that, but... okay, they don't go for it. Teaming Dragonstorm. Okay, step 1. Stabilizing. Step 1. Should I attack? I think we chill for 1 turn here. They might... yeah, maybe I could have. I don't know. If they, like, drew a removal spell, I could counter it and still block. So it might have been better, too. Serpent. Okay, yeah, it's a pretty good one. Gets rid of my 5/5. I get to trade off 2 things here. If they attack. They don't. Okay. So what does that mean for me? If I cast my Boulderborn Dragon, they probably blow up my Teeming Dragonstorm in response. I don't think I should Riverwalk Technique just yet, though. Okay, that was a good draw. So now we go Devotee. And... I mean, I could just cast this still. They blow it up, Sure, that's fine. Means I'm not leaving up technique, but I actually think that's okay this turn. Like, again, we just want to be making some plays. Can't just live in fear forever. I also don't die to a removal spell if they just blow up my dragon, so that's good. Oh. Well, I was definitely going to lose that card, so... Okay, good game. Good game, opponent. We'll let the damage go through. I usually concede with damage on the stack. We'll let the damage go through for Crater Hoof. I know people like to see the number go up, or I guess down, in this case. Okay, this will be the trophy game, for sure. Can't lose. Facing Poops in a Group. Sure. Okay, Dragon Hunt. This is probably a hand where I don't play Dragon Hunt with nothing on the board, or especially against, like, you know, red green land. Probably play as a 2. Yeah, I mean, I don't love killing this, but I think it's worth staving off some pressure. Pitch my stories. Sentinel. Okay, that's a good sign. Maybe missing a land drop here. If they're missing a land and we just get to go Dragonstorm into Shrinekeeper, that's great. They didn't miss a land, but they wanted the land. It's good to know. We've drawn all our dragons, so this Dragonstorm is going to be pretty good. Okay, so what do I like doing here? I think I like attacking and then just playing the Boulderborn Dragon. Basically, like playing the worst of the bunch. If they want to counter this, that's fine. Next turn, like I say, they do counter this. We get to pick up Dragonstorm and or play Monument, play Dragonstorm. I'll keep it. Yeah, that's fine. So I get to do that same thing that I mentioned. Teamer Monument. Okay. I think I'll get another red source and play a island. All right. So let's play Monument. Let's go get our forest. Let's bash. I don't mind a land. Well, I would take a land, but do I top a land? I don't think so. I think I'd like to have some answers as well. Just, you know, my exhales or something. So what are they planning here? Like, what's going on? They've done not that much. They now have all colors of mana. They X out Snakeskin Veil on a land. Okay. Not the best hits. I'm surprised they did Snakeskin Veil there, actually. Instead of the land. Maybe they just, like, auto-picked the spell? Okay. Sure. Yeah, it looks like they just don't have that much going on. Huh. Counterspell's interesting, but I think I still just jam my dragon. Get in. Inevitable defeat. Wow, okay. Can't say I was expecting that. Maybe they have, like, Oreni or something in their hand. Kind of inclined to keep the counterspell this turn. Like, feels like it's kind of hard to lose if I just keep that up. Like, we can haste this thing out anyways next turn for lethal. Dragon Hunt. Okay. Yeah, I think I just let that resolve. Okay, they like their cards. Or have all lands. Messenger. They're going to put Inevitable Defeat on top. That's good enough to counter. Okay. Oh, especially because I just have lethal. All right. We did get there and played some really good games along the way, too. That was, I'm glad I caught some of those on camera. All right. So, yeah, final look at the deck here. Pretty interesting one, right? Like, you know, I mean, it's not too far out of the world of Jeskai control. It's roughly that. But, you know, just the small decisions I think we made in the deck build panned out pretty well. Like, the Teamer Monument did a good job. Gave us a little bit more action. And yeah, I mean, you know, this, like I said, this is the kind of deck I've just been drafting a ton in the last 2 weeks. I haven't posted a draft video in the last 2 weeks, so apologies for that. But I think I'm gonna probably post a few more before the format's up. But anyways, yeah, this has just been like my bread and butter, basically, like getting into blue-red and either going controlling or sometimes aggressive, like I mentioned in the draft. But yeah, you know, deck was great. Hope you enjoyed. If you made it this far, of course, like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. It does help a lot. And yeah, we'll see you next time.